When I was a kid, I wanted to be the next Albert Einstein. I mean, I've got the wild hair to go with it. I was born less than 10 minutes from here in Uniacke Square, a public housing community in the north end of Halifax. And I was deathly shy. And it wasn't until I looked back that I realized the reasons why I was so shy. Number one, I was considered a brainiac and super book smart. And so because I lived in that world where I was always studying and reading, it made me actually super bright to the fact that I skipped a grade. And so on top of that, that meant that I was also the smallest in my class. I was also the smallest in my neighborhood. So I got teased and taunted a lot. And then lastly, it was well known throughout my community that I was adopted. I was raised by my aunt. And so when you put all those three things together, it can cause you to shrink. However, I didn't shrink. I went on. And I had another incident happen where I lost my mom at the age of 16. However, I'm born from a lineage of strong women, and so I kept moving forward. So I started university, and halfway through, it was like a switch went on, bam. I discovered human beings. I literally turned into an extrovert overnight. When I was in university, I was meeting people from all over the world, and I would ask them, why Nova Scotia? Why are you coming to Halifax? And I realized the stories, the cultures, the history that people bring with them, all that makes us human, that's all I wanted for the rest of my life. So I decided to up and move to Ontario and finish my degree, where I did get a chemistry and biology degree. Thank you. And I swiftly, less than 6 months of using that degree, I decided to go into sales and marketing and find my way into the world. I ended up also stumbling into management consulting, which I loved. And then in December of 2011, I had another big hit to me, which is I got viral meningitis. And if you're not certain of what that is, it's a swelling of the lining of the brain and the spine. Super painful. But it transformed me again, where I became an entrepreneur for the first time. I finished my first book. I did my first TED Talk in Ontario. And then I did a TV show also in Ontario, which I might do a viewing party so everybody can get a good laugh. And I ended up being a digital media strategist. But as like all of us, we love to eat. And so I realized when business is low, let me see what this work thing is and let me go back into the workforce. So I will never forget it. I was in downtown Toronto meeting with a recruiter and saying, listen, I want to actually find some work. And I was promptly told, because of my background, that I would never get hired. I was never going to find a good paying job again. So kind of get used to your experience that you've built. Now, little did she know at the time, I am not the one you say, no, I can't do something to. And there's a big reason why. I'm going to introduce you to my mom. Her name is Elizabeth Jefferies. Everybody called her Lizzie in the neighborhood. She was the oldest of 15 kids, and she raised 6 kids of her own, and I was the baby. She is Indigenous African Canadian and of Métis heritage, and she was born and raised in a town that doesn't even exist anymore called Africville. I knew that she was my role model for resilience. I can only imagine being born in the 1930s, the amount of isms she would have had to deal with, racism, sexism, you name it. Now, because I lost her at 16, she had done something brilliant, something I have never to this day seen another human do. In 16 years, she had drilled into me some life lessons that have served me and will continue to serve me the rest of my days. Number one, She told me, get your education. Don't stop. Go as far as you can go and make sure that you have that education that nobody can take away from you. Number 2, she told me, even if you get married, have a family, you know how to pay your own bills and take care of yourself. Always have that independence no matter where in life you go. And the last one, and my favorite, is don't you ever let anybody tell you what you can or cannot do, where you can or cannot go, and what rooms you are or not supposed to be in. I had such a great role model for this because she would do that all the time. I would see her show up and carry such grace and command a room. So I followed in her footsteps. I moved from Toronto back home to Nova Scotia, and then promptly, 3 months later, moved to San Francisco. Yes, it is true. And decided to figure out what this tech co-founder thing is because I knew this was going to be a community that appreciated my multidisciplinary background and all the skills that I had attained since then. So, didn't know a soul, moved to San Francisco, and became the co-founder of 2 startups while I was there. The first one was called Taza. And with that company, we went from 0 to 100,000 users on less than $1,000 in 90 days. What I learned was how to solve a problem for people. We had built a social network that was private. So not like these days when you go on social media and everybody sees what you post, you could curate and choose who saw your content. The next startup was Hire Kind. And with that one, we went from 0 to closing 6-figure deals in less than 6 months. With that one, we learned how to solve a problem that people would pay for and make money. And with that, we were actually helping startups in the Bay Area find underrepresented talent and help them have more inclusive development teams. So I took those experiences and I came up with my own methodology for working with startups, where I call it literally solve problems, make money, and repeat. And I've continued to do that to this day, and I love the work that I do. While I was in San Francisco, I got the opportunity to mentor founders. And I discovered that I'm really good at it. It came because I showed up and had resilience to be able to say, you know what, I've never done this before, but I'm gonna do it. And I've learned that from sharing my own scrapes and scars from being a startup founder, I can help other founders to create sustainable businesses. I developed 2 nicknames that I wear to this day, and I love them. The first one is the Hammer, because I hustle, but I expect a lot from my founders because I want them also to be successful. And the second one is Mama Tash. And I love this too because I want people to succeed, but I also bring my heart and am vulnerable and share my own personal experiences with them. When I mentor and I coach, I share my stories, my failures, my heartbreaks, my successes, my wins. And in most cases, I'm literally just there with my founders for them to be a shoulder to cry on with no judgment. And now, almost a decade later, I have the honor and privilege of working with startup founders across the globe, MENA, Asia, Europe, North America, and helping them to build sustainable businesses. 1,200 founders, more than 8 countries on the ground. Thank you. So now, I'm at a super exciting point. I am now creating my own technology. How? With the help of AI. Yes, I knew how to code back when C and C++ was around. I don't know if they're still using those languages anymore, but I now have the ability to build my own solution that helps solve problems in the world and build a sustainable business with it. And AI allows me to do that. We have something now called vibe coding, which means that with no development experience, no technical background, you can build a solution that the world needs. Now, we've seen these articles that are telling us that AI is coming for our jobs. If you're a tech founder, it's telling us that AI is going to make your jobs and your work and your technology obsolete. Don't believe that hype. It is helping us to do things in days instead of months. But there is a piece that no amount of AI, even when it can talk to you and it can engage with you, there's a piece that AI cannot fill for us. And that is being able to hug someone when they need it, when they're having a down moment. Being able to dance. I dance with my founders all the time. AI can't do that. AI also can't be there when someone's having a down moment and a breakdown and just wants to cry. And it also can't really be there to celebrate wins with you when you have them, when you're doing something that is terrifically difficult. So here's what I'm asking you to consider. Is there a problem in the world right now that you are inspired to solve? I don't have to say what they are. We all can list at least 3 in 30 seconds, right? If you're moved, find tools available online. There are so many where you can create a solution without needing code, without needing to know how to develop. Create it. Put it into the hands of people who can use it and who are going to be benefited from the solution that you have. Talk to your customers, ask them what you can do better, and here's the most important point. If they are telling you that it's solving their problem, please don't be afraid to ask for the money. Build a sustainable solution that also can support you, like it did for me in being able to go from public housing to now being able to travel the world and work with so many wonderful founders. So, I'd like to leave you with this. Whatever you may be motivated to build, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be for everyone. It just needs to solve the solution for the people that you build it for and who need it. And if you do decide to build something, no matter what it may be, make sure that even if you're using AI and these tools that help you build and connect, make sure that you always leave a little bit of your heart and your soul within it. Thank you.